Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have quite a bit of gaming news all floating around. We have a lot of different stories and a lot of kind of actually very intriguing things when it comes to everything that's going around the gaming world. But one really intriguing thing is that, as you guys know, Xbox and Microsoft spent like billions of dollars to make sure they could lock in Bethesda. But funny enough, apparently even some Bethesda games aren't even going to be Xbox exclusives, which is kind of funny because now once again they're striked again with another game such as Deathloop and a few other various Bethesda-based games that still ended up on the PlayStation 5. It's kind of crazy to see that even like so long since the actual acquisition's going on that we're still seeing drama. But it's also we're kind of actually seeing some really big leaks too as well for the more future PlayStation games. And you want to know, at the end of the day, I'm actually pretty happy seeing this. We're kind of just seeing a lot of like overall general intriguing stuff to go and cover. So make sure you guys are, I guess, enjoying the videos and having a fantastic, lovely Memorial Day weekend as well. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. We do have our nice little links down below as well. We keep on decrementing up the nice little Samsung links. Go and click on that and check that on down below if you guys would like to. Super easy, free 50 bucks, all that good stuff down below. And there's all the usual stuff, the Weebles, Coinbases, all that stuff as well down below. So the kind of, I guess, like the big story, we're going to start off maybe with this first and foremost, is a lot of like this final push into next gen. And this is actually a little bit more of an intriguing one because Xbox themselves, as I mentioned, can't even lock in their own exclusive. And this has been kind of a big gaming news, I would say, throughout the past few hours because, well, it's kind of nuts to see. Like, it's actually very intriguing. So with this, there actually is a new Indiana Jones game. And I'm sure a lot of you guys obviously know the Indiana Jones IP, but this will be reportedly won't even be an Xbox exclusive game, even though it's, I believe, all tied into with Bethesda. So basically the new Indiana Jones game, by, just by a few various leakers out here, will be reportedly not be an Xbox console exclusive, according to Windows Central Jez Cordy on the Xbox 2 podcast. And he also mentioned some things that obviously may have changed as well too, but we'll have a chance to see more information on the June 12th. So at least in the premise of this, as you guys know, I kind of feel like Xbox has had a really bad stint right now for games, where for a lot of this type of stuff, they could have had like 5 more exclusives, and that's kind of a big critique right now for Xbox, where we just don't have enough exclusives, we don't have enough games, they don't have enough single player games, and in all honesty, if they would have had their lock-in and contracts all set, obviously these contracts are predated from the acquisition, but if they would have had this all situated and organized, we actually could have maybe had another like 3 more big games on Xbox, or even included on the Xbox Game Pass. So it's very intriguing to kind of see once again rumors that even once again, Bethesda games can't even be locked in. So during the podcast, they basically had a chance with a fan remark regarding the Indiana Jones game not being exclusive, and then they basically confidently confirmed that it isn't true, saying they pretty much know it's not going to be an Xbox exclusive game on top of that. And it also remains firm that the only information they've had about Indiana Jones is that it wasn't exclusive, and then basically it was a long time ago, maybe something may have changed, which is kind of the usual thing I feel like for a lot of these like leaker type folks, not to discredit as obvious, but like even I right now could be like, oh my god, Fortnite 3 is going to be on PS5 only, and this is based on the most recent rumors. And then 3 years from now, when it does finally come on out, no one cares because at that point everyone already forgot in the first place. I'm sure you guys know how it kind of goes for this stuff. But it is intriguing to kind of hear this because the topic of it, once again, all of these games have been doing phenomenal on PlayStation still. They're getting good reviews, they're getting good numbers, they're getting good everything. So it's always kind of strange to go and see that, it just doesn't seem like they're really kind of getting too much stuff still for Xbox. Like, it really does seem like the PS5 is still holding up very, very good. So as the top of this too, this was first announced over here in January 2021, and we probably will see a lot of information, I would say, throughout this upcoming PlayStation event, I believe on June 2nd, and then the upcoming Xbox event on June 12th. So we actually will have a lot of stuff locked in. Like, there's actually a lot of cool stuff I'm excited for myself. So it's very intriguing though too as well, because although it is a Bethesda-based game and it should technically be an Xbox thing, the big thing is that Bethesda doesn't own the full-on Indiana Jones IP. It's kind of like for Star Wars. Like, you can't like, if Disney wants to put Star Wars on pretty much every single game, unless someone buys up the full-on rights or leases the licensing rights, you know how it is. Basically, they have the final say. So for this one, they actually did have the IP belonging to Disney, and the licensing contract between Machine Games and Disney was signed before the developer's parent company, ZeniMax, was fully acquired in March 2021. So it's possible that the contract stipulates that Machine Games would only create Xbox console versions of the game, but that doesn't seem likely. However, as Cordy mentioned, it could have changed since then. So it's kind of like the same exact boat, where same thing for Deathloop and a few of the other various Bethesda-based games, is they just got locked on in beforehand. Same thing with Call of Duty. As you guys know, they probably have at least a few-year contracts or a few-year your baselines, or as well, even if the acquisition doesn't go through, like let's go and say it's 6 months before the acquisition should go through, they still want to release the games on PlayStation, the Switch, or PC, or whatever, because they still want to go make that money just in case the acquisition doesn't go through. Like the business kind of continues on as per usual. So it does kind of seem like with all these Xbox acquisitions, at least in this short-term time, like right this second and right these next probably year or so, it does kind of seem like Sony still is lucking out crazily in terms of all these deals. And I would stand by that. I think it's been very, very lucky for them, and I do think it's lucky over Xbox, because once again, like a lot of these games they had contracted with Bethesda that are in the works are actually kind of giving them a really big foothold in the very first few years of the console. Like the first 1 or 2 years is always the most important. So like I said, them having a few different various games, like such as Deathloop, etc., to have an exclusive, even though it wasn't maybe the best game out there, it does still drive sales and does kind of give people a good reason to focus on the game. So all around, I do kind of feel like Xbox has been super unlucky, PlayStation has been very lucky, and I mean in the near future we'll be seeing a lot more of the proper exclusives nonetheless, but it's always kind of crazy to go and see this, especially from all these leaks. And two, as well, we also had a little bit of a kind of quick leak too in regards to Final Fantasy news, where there's actually another report over here from Oops Leaks over here in regard to some brand new games. This in regards more for the Final Fantasy, which I still actually hope we can hear something when it comes to Final Fantasy 16 in the near future. So basically, we've actually been seeing a lot more information now in regards to this, where there's a brand new game. So JP Games, formed by Final Fantasy's prior director Hajime Tabata, now has an official partnership now with Sony, said Oops Leaks. So we actually might be seeing even more Final Fantasy-based type games and all that type of stuff, like cool brand new JRPG games. The games will most likely be a PlayStation console exclusive that will be revealed at the next PlayStation event. So I'm going to be kind of curious, it's going to be on the upcoming event or the next one right afterwards. So unfortunately with this too as well, that's pretty much all the reports on it, but it's kind of intriguing to see that PlayStation has been pushing more on the like, hey, you had some bad vibes with another company. Like, let's look at Kojima and Death Stranding. Hey, you had some issues with them before. Well, why not just become like our homie? You know, why not just let us go pay you and you can make an exclusive game and you can have a good time? So it's kind of cool to even see that like prior, like even more Final Fantasy news. We'll be hearing more on top of this and more proper PlayStation connections. I love seeing this and I love seeing the vibes with it either way. Now, as well, too, on top of this, we actually did go mention as well a bit more Call of Duty stuff, very in passing on a previous video. But right now, Call of Duty's actually getting, once again, this I think is actually a very good lucky note. Again, it's not kind of the same kind of knock against Xbox, where Call of Duty, as you guys know, Xbox is trying to buy Activision. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 will actually be having its own custom mode, even on PlayStation. So this is as like, you know, we're literally trying to spend $70 billion on Xbox, and now still PlayStation is still getting exclusive, which is kind of hilarious. So this is basically the big benefits for PlayStation users will supposedly include an exclusive now PlayStation 5 mode, only for the PlayStation VR 2 tech, with the new rumor suggesting that. This mode will supposedly put players in the shoes of a Tier 1 operator, according to the rumor, but it's not known when the mode will be released, given that the PlayStation VR 2 does not have a release date, unless we maybe see it from this upcoming event. Neither Sony nor Activision have announced any VR mode for Modern Warfare 2 so far. So it's crazy to go and see once again, though. Xbox has dropped $80 billion, and at least in this awkward transitional period, we are still seeing all of these games coming out. Like when it comes to this Indiana game, this is Xbox getting extremely unlucky, PlayStation getting super lucky. And as well, we also have all this on top of this too, where if they actually have their own PlayStation VR 2 mode, that actually might be a good device seller. It also might be a really good movement too as well. So the rumor is supposed to be the fee for the VR plans for Modern Warfare 2 comes from Twitter user and Call of Duty leaker Ralph Valve, an individual who's been a frequent source of Call of Duty news and leaks in the past, so like a little bit more on the reputable side. The leaker said that this VR experience is being developed not just as a PlayStation exclusive, but as a PlayStation VR 2 only mode. So given that Sony said in the past that the PlayStation VR 2 will only work with the PlayStation 5, that makes this experience that much more exclusive, assuming it's real. As well, in an earlier post too, Ralph said that the VR mode for Modern Warfare 2 would be out alongside the game itself, so that actually might also be bumping up even more leaks when it comes to the PlayStation VR 2 launch, because we are expecting that sometime in the near future, and we have seen like a lot of public like PlayStation blog posts about it too as well. So we could maybe even see this upcoming state of play, because they do want to go and talk about all the actual dates and stuff. Like as you guys know, they did go and mention that there's going to be a lot of PlayStation VR games coming out in the near future. So I think that's kind of cool and kind of exciting. I like seeing that. And as well, just the fact that we're seeing all these perks and all these kind of cool announcements and new features coming out for the PlayStation. And even on our video earlier on today, where we talked about all the other features, it just kind of seems like there actually is a lot of brand new tech, a lot of big brand new business deals going on. That's going to make the PlayStation extremely lucky, especially in comparison to the Xbox. So kind of give me your thoughts and comments down below. And as well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console controller. Make sure you guys go check out our Samsung links down below. Get that free $50 too as well. Down below, there's no reason not to. Rocking it out. We have the Twitter, Twitch down below, the Weeble Coinbase down below. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place.